Athletes, what are your pregame hacks to always perform well for a big game? I'm the starting senior quarterback for my high school football team, and I recently got recruited to play D1 football. I've been playing football since I was 4 and for years. My free time consisted of doing shuttle runs, 3-cone drills, bench pressing, etc. My end goal being to go D1 for college football. I would push myself physically for hours on end every day, and with all of this vigorous training, you'd think I'd be tired and able to sleep easily, but it was actually the hardest part of my day. At the start of preseason, I was at the gym religiously, obsessing over my workouts and practicing with my team. However, something changed one night after a particularly hard day. My body forgot how to shut down properly and it took me hours to fall asleep. At first, I thought nothing of it because a little less sleep never hurt anybody. Except that after only a few hours of sleep every single day, I was so out of it that I kept dropping the snap, and playing much worse overall. I thought the reason for this was nerves about the upcoming season, and the pressure to be the best, but whatever it was, I needed to fix it immediately. So, I tried various methods to get me back to my peak performance, like meditating, taking hot baths, and cutting caffeine, but nothing seemed to work. I was searching to find that one thing that would cure my lack of sleep. Little did I know, a single conversation was all it would take to change the trajectory of my football career. It was the first practice that my coach put the second string quarterback in over me. I could tell he was really disappointed and he asked why I was suddenly wasting my potential. I really didn't want him to think that, so I finally fessed up about my sleep problems and how nothing I had tried worked. He said that this wasn't worth making a fuss over, and took me into his office after practice. He handed me Portal, and told me that taking it before bed would solve all my sleeping problems. I confessed I was skeptical about it, especially because I had already tried melatonin gummies, but he revealed something shocking that I still can't believe to this day. Coach has had a ton of other players struggle to play because they couldn't sleep, but he couldn't have his players lose their football career before it even started, so he did plenty of research to get them back on track. He ended up on Andrew Huberman's page, this neuroscientist with 5 mother-in-law followers, and followed this guy's advice religiously. That's how he learned the exact formulation of a good sleep aid. Since Portal was the only supplement that matched that formula, Coach ran with it. He even said athletes who made the switch had no problem playing games on Sunday, then heading to practice on Monday mornings. I was a lot more than willing to use it after hearing all this. I took the Portal supplement that night, and after drinking it, it only took half an hour before I was knocked out, which might seem like a lot of time, but I'd take that any day over staring at my ceiling for hours before nodding off. The next morning, I felt rested for the first time in a while after getting that sleep in. Even when I was woken up at 6 a.m. for morning practice, I completely balled out that practice, and even coach noticed the difference. This was the turning point for me. I secured my starting spot back for the upcoming season, and we started it off with a 3-1 winning record. At the next game, I was informed by my coach that there were D1 college scouts there, so I knew I had to lock in. I stocked up on carbs, got some extra conditioning in, and took Portal literally at 8 p.m. The next day, we ended up getting the W after a blowout win, and I had 4 passing touchdowns. Then, the scout who I had been in contact with came up to me and offered me a spot on their team next year. I officially signed the document to commit there a few days ago.